I don't know if you guys saw my last video on this topic. If you didn't, pretty much what happened was Activision was caught with their hands in the cookie jar, pretty much. They stole some artist skin that they implemented into Warzone from this small artist. This artist made this Floof Fury skin like two years ago, and Activision just blatantly ripped it off. It's pretty much detail by detail. It's an exact copy. Only 18% of the people watching this video right now are actually subscribed to the channel. Don't be part of the 81%. Subscribe to the channel. You have nothing to lose. And they sold it in their billion-dollar video game. And that was a big problem. Now, obviously, it was a small artist, so not many people heard about it. Under the rug, they heard about the controversy. They took down all mentions of it on their blog and their website. And as far as it is today, they have yet to discuss it any further. They haven't acknowledged that it was plagiarism. I'm not sure if they've reached out to the artist, but I don't think they've done anything. And the original tweet calling Activision out for stealing and plagiarizing the skin got like 40,000 likes on Twitter. So it definitely made some numbers, but they chose to just stay silent on it. And you know what? In today's day and age, that could easily work out for them very well. Unless they get caught doing it again, which is exactly what just happened. Just a few weeks ago, after acknowledging the misstep of plagiarizing the Floof Fury skin for Call of Duty Warzone, Activision is facing accusations of having it done again, this time with a skin that looks remarkably similar to a variant in Midnight Society's upcoming extraction shooter Deadrop. Variants in the world of Deadrop are the players who purchase the first rounds of early access passes to the game, among the bonus granted for them for being first in line for the Visitor Corporation IDs, which are basically NFTs that are unique visor skins to those who own them. Think like Daft Punk, but more overly martial. Now, I haven't kept up with Deadrop. You know what? Honestly, this is the first time I've heard of the game. But, you know what? They have some of these skins that, they look cool, but there's nothing new about this. We've seen this in plenty other video games. And you might think, well, if we've seen this other thing, maybe that's what Activision did. They messed up again. Sometimes artists create similar looking things and that just happens. However, this is the skin. The tweet says, I think 402 Robert Bowling, which is a former person that worked at Activision, isn't going to be happy to see that Activision just added his own skin in Vanguard. And yeah, I gotta say it's not a carbon copy, but it is very remarkably similar. And I think Activision has a big problem. There's obviously someone stealing ideas in the company. Now, I don't think it's a CEO thing, the CEO sitting there and saying, oh yeah, steal all the ideas. We need as many new skins in Warzone and Vanguard as possible to get up our profits, especially when it leaves them open for an obvious lawsuit. I don't think that's what happened, but I definitely think there's someone in the skin making department that is very lazy, and instead of making up their own ideas, is blatantly copying. This is the second instance. I guess you could have gotten away with it in the first instance, but, now that they've done it twice, it's like, yeah, they're leaving themselves open to a lawsuit. And, I hate to say it, but this is something that I'm not really surprised that Activision got caught doing. The company's been a little morally corrupt for a long time. So, stealing art, as well as, recently they had a big company problem because there was a lot of harassment towards the women employees. So I can't say I'm surprised this is coming from a company like Activision. This thing, at the same time, with all due respect, both designs are also awfully generic. Skull masks have been around for just as long as skulls have. I was a big fan of General Cade's look in Willow, and in the Call of Duty series in 2009, Ghost mask isn't holographic, but the one worn by Spectre, a character from Black Ops 3 and 4, it definitely is. And so Stitch's corrupted cranium skin were not exactly breaking new ground, and personally I don't think it's too much of a leap to see that Bowling's Midnight Society visor skin as a tip of the hat to his days at Infinity Ward, which inevitably leads to questions of who's really emulating who. Still, it's hard to look over the specifics. The luminous blue hue, the hood, and the dark patch at the top of the skull, and the Doomslayer's skin are virtually dead ringers for Bowling's design. Since the Floof Fury situation literally happened in just July, which at last check Activision still has not acknowledged as plagiarism or has even apologized for, does not inspire great confidence. And this is a strange coincidence. I've reached out to Activision and Bowling for comment, and will update if I receive a reply. Yeah, so this is another thing. The guy, whoever did it, definitely could have gone with plagiarizing one skin, especially from a small artist that, you know, doesn't have much voice, but then it blew up on Twitter and they still haven't apologized for it, but people definitely know about it. And now this is the second time that Activision and their great coincidences just seem to happen. And I think it's very obvious that Activision has like an art thief, you know, that's working in their design studio, and they need to quell this. You know, they need to, I don't know, I wouldn't say put out a statement, but they should individually reach out to the artists that made the Floof Fury skin and compensate them and apologize. And then they should also reach out to David, you know, the former Activision employee, I guess, and I don't know, they should wrap things up professionally there, and then they should do, and the skin makers, and they should find out who's taking these ideas and honestly just fire him. I mean, fire him or her, sorry, but yeah, they're leaving themselves open to lawsuits. And I mean, this story really bothers me, especially because they have infinite money and so much artist potential, and I can't help but think of Fortnite when I think of, you know, stealing these artist creations, because again, I mentioned in the last video, pretty much what Fortnite does is they collaborate with artists and they make their own skins in the game. I mean, you can literally tweet out a picture of a Fortnite skin on your Twitter, no matter how big you are, and Epic Games might reach out to you and try to put the skin in the game. I think that's really cool, and you know, they're obviously being compensated very well. And I think Warzone and Fortnite, you know, they're very comparable. You know, they have both very large bases. You know, they make most of their money from their shops and the way they're doing things, but Fortnite is just doing so much better. I understand why people don't like it as much anymore, but you can't deny that, you know, Epic Games is doing really good by their artists, and you know, they're collaborating and compensating artists for making pieces in their game, where Activision, you know, at least one of the employees, it could be more than that, but at least one of the employees is kind of just, you know, looking back in deep logs of people's Twitters, you know, seeing a skin they might like and then copying it copy for copy in this, you know, in their Warzone game, $1 billion game, $1 billion company that is still plagiarizing skins. I think it's completely unacceptable, but let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.